there's someone in your life who really seems to only bring you chaos, literally the offering and the storm. But the thing about this relationship is that you both seem to get a lot out of it. The nectar anchoring the deck, and then the kiss here. I feel like there's something about equal give and take, giving or taking more than they give. And I'm also hearing something about like you seeing your own karma in this connection. Like maybe there was a period of your life where you were really selfish in a connection, and I feel like there's something here that maybe subconsciously or not so subconsciously, you feel like you are, 9 of Swords, you feel like you are paying some kind of debt, the 9 of Swords and the Sun, by continuing to participate in this relationship. This is not where I expected this to go. This is very psychological, it feels. And for some of you, well, actually, I feel like there's a kind of a very conscious awareness of this. Like you're self-aware. Whoever I'm speaking to, you're very self-aware, and you understand that not only is this like not the healthiest of dynamics, not the healthiest way to go about things, really anything in your life, but here, like you know that, but the kiss, and then I have the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, the Sun, like it all points in the direction of, I really like this, or I'm still getting something about this. I'm still getting something from this. There's something from this that I'm receiving that feels almost like it's worth the pain. But then there's also something here that, as I said, it feels almost like a punishment to you. You have to pay off a debt, and that's not death in the 2 of Cups with 6 of Swords. That's not... No, I'm not going to judge you, right? Like, I'm not here to tell you that the way that you're thinking is right or wrong, but exploring it. Why do I feel like I'm talking to someone? This is so interesting. Why do I feel like I'm talking to someone who knows it all? Like, I feel like the collective that I'm speaking to, you maybe have done a lot of therapy. Maybe you've done a lot of self-help. Maybe you're really emotionally intelligent and you use this as a shield, and you know that about yourself. You know everything that there is to know. What could I possibly tell you? Why are you here? Why? Because you're still seeking. You're still not, even with all that you know, you're still not at ease. That hard-headedness is going to keep you in a place of challenge or turmoil or even a transitional state. That hard-headedness is going to keep you in a space of dissatisfaction. But the flexibility that's being asked of you here, kind of indirectly, is going to bring a shift. Knight of Wands here, bring a shift to how you're conducting yourself in the connection and how you're perceived, because it is also possible that this is an issue of perception, right? Maybe this person is not handing you chaos. Maybe what they're actually doing is handing you excitement, I don't know about you, but like, I really love a stormy night. Maybe what this person is handing you is a new way to like look at life or look at comfort, or, but what's missing here might be a spot of gratitude. This could be someone that you've come really far with, or maybe you yourself have come really far. And so this card, I actually like this card a lot, because the message is that the wisdom, the gems, it's climbing the mountain, yes, but the journey is the destination. All of the enrichment, all of the nectar, if you will, lies within that mountain, right? All of the minerals are found on the journey. 10 of Pentacles. Hang on. This might be a romantic connection. It doesn't need to be. It could be family. But the message that's coming through here is about your enjoyment of the partnership, enjoyment of the relationship, and the boundaries that you have placed with yourself and with that other person. Remember, boundaries are for you. Somebody needs to hear that. Boundaries are for you. It's not to teach a lesson. They're being placed, I guess maybe they're not being placed, or maybe there's something here, but you know that boundaries need to go up. And I think that it is with you. Like, as I was saying that, excuse me, I felt, as I was saying, like, boundaries are for you, I felt this pushback from the collective. I felt this thing that said, like, I don't want to hear it, or like there's some kind of resistance there. And that, I think, is what needs to be checked here. Maybe you don't want to place those boundaries because there's an issue of control, but the lack of boundaries, from what I can see, is immediately impacting your productivity. And I think for some of you, especially if it is a romantic connection, you're actually really enjoying this connection. And, you know, all of what you're getting, whether it's like physical or emotional, or just like the conversation is really rich and really, you know, flows, you know, it fills your cup, right? Whatever it is, it's taking a lot of maybe your time or your energy to, you know, it's being poured into the connection when it is wanting to go back into your work or yourself, your personal development, or, you know, insert whatever. So you know that you need to place these boundaries. And so maybe the villain is you here, you know. You know, maybe, yeah, five of Pentacles. I would say with Five of Pentacles coming out like that, there might be a fear of being alone or making the other person feel alone. That's not your responsibility. It's kind of like, I'm hearing like, if I back up from the connection, then I might lose it. Like, I don't want to send the wrong message is something that I'm feeling here. I'm seeing like real kind of like relationship anxiety. Five of Cups reversed. The Sun at the bottom here. Give me a little bit more about that. Five of Cups reverse is, for me, always very much so about like recovery, judgment. Okay, so maybe this person also, I mean, obviously I think this person has caused you a good amount of strife. I think, again, like a lot of this is where you're placing your focus. Eight of Wands. Are you looking at this person as a problem while also indulging in said problem? Maybe they're not a problem. Maybe you're just not giving them, you're not letting them be. You know, you're not letting them be. What is their medicine for you? The World reversed. Four of Swords. The Empress. Yeah, I don't know. I almost wonder if this is reaching a collective who maybe doesn't necessarily want to let go of something, and maybe something is, or maybe someone or something within you is kind of wondering, like, do I need to let this situation go? Do I need to let this you don't necessarily need to let anything go here, right? But you do need to reposition yourself, whether that is, you know, just your mindset or the amount of time you're spending with this person, the amount of thought that you're giving to this person. You do need to reposition yourself into a place where the Empress is just a little bit more alive. She's a little bit more active. The World reversed with the Four of Swords is very like, we'll address it later. And for the sake of, you know, receiving and enjoyment, this feels very Venusian. It feels very sensual. You might have a really like electric physical connection with this person, but that's not, I mean, like, at what point does the scale tip too far in one direction, right? And your awareness of this is maybe what's prompting, like, well, I need to cut them off altogether. No, you don't. Like, you do not need to, because then you're just sending the scale in the opposite direction. Like, this is a need for balance in connection here. Queen of Pentacles, Four of Wands, the Emperor, Seven of Cups. Yeah. If this person is, you might just need a break from this person. Like, you might just need, like, it might just be temporary. I feel like this collective really just needs to put more effort into enjoying themselves. Three of Cups here. Like, do you need to be productive around this person all the time? Or can you, like, when you're with this person, are you only thinking about what you're not doing? Because that's not the point of the relationship. This is sticky, friend. Yeah.